goodness. Okay, so we have a guest in the studio and I'll be introducing him. So please follow me. Come with me on this ride as I read his profile. Okay, we have Abel Davy Asifa, and he is also known as Oracle with the K, O-R-A-K-L-E. He is a renowned music producer, mix and mastering engineer, songwriter, and gospel musician. He hails from Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. He has produced and recorded artists like Two-Face, P-Square, Chidima, Nice, and many more in the secular space, as well as Evangelist Sonny Okosu, Sinach, Mike Abdul, and many more in the gospel space also. Now, he has an album titled Yes and Amen to his credit, which is currently doing very well within and outside the shores of Nigeria. Welcome to the show, Abel.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to have you on the show.
Yes, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start with the list of questions that I have for you. So first, I need to know, how did music start for you? Because as she was reading your profile, I realized that you've worked with a lot of people as a producer and also as a musician. So how did it all start for you?
Yeah, I've just been privileged to work with those names you mentioned, but I've always loved music from my childhood.
Okay.
Being a producer now is not a big deal for me, because growing up, now that I think about it, I remember I just hear songs when I was small. I try to get the progression of the songs. I'll be humming, that's how I do when I was. Then growing up in the choir, I knew I could manage people. I started playing the keyboard. I had some people who couldn't sing too well, but I could manage them. I knew everybody's convenient keys. So I knew how to just manage people and just get the best out of them. So getting to work professional as a producer, it has helped me. So even when someone comes to me and I hear the voice, this is not too good, some other producer say, no, go and work. But when I finish with you, I'll bring out the best. People wonder, wow, was this person? So it's just, for me, it's being there.
Nice. How did you find it easy transiting from being a secular music producer and then being a gospel artist? Was it stressful? Was it easy? Did you have a lot of backlashes where people raising their eyebrows like, okay, so this man has worked with regular artists, why is he doing gospel now?
No, it was never a challenge. People knew me from when I started professionally, knew I was doing gospel music. That was my basic or my main aim going into the music industry. But I got into production because I wanted to be independent. Because back in the days when we're producing, you have, in the studio setup, you have an engineer seated, producer is seated somewhere, the artist is sitting. So I needed to just be in control. Because sometimes I'm telling the engineer, I need this particular tone. He can't give it to me. And as a producer, there are some things you want to achieve. And so I just got into production to be independent. I'm self-reliant, so I could produce my sound. Before I knew it, it started paying the bills. Do you understand? So along the line, I got a bit, I lost focus in my music thing, but that has been my real person. So some people see me as, Abel is a producer. Some are just surprised that, he's now singing. But those who knew me are happy. Thank God, because I've always been singing. So it's not been a challenge for me.
All right. So there was one time I asked someone on the show, I was like, okay, is there a difference between being a gospel minister and a gospel artist? And the person gave me his own definition. So I want to ask you, and I want you to now tell me if you are a gospel artist or a gospel minister. Is there a difference, and which one are you?
Yeah, there is a difference, but I think, in my opinion, you can't do without the two.
Okay, how so?
I'll say I'm both a gospel artist and I'm a gospel minister.
How so?
Now, the difference is, a gospel artist that's a genre of music. What do you do? I do gospel music. I could choose to just write songs that are for the church people, for the Christians, and just make my money from doing that. That could be my motive. So being a gospel artist is just genre. But being a minister is, you can't do without the calling.
All right.
Do you understand? For me, why I've not gone into secular music, even though I produce secular songs, is because I have a calling. So I know that even though I work with this A-list artist, this is not where I belong. Because fulfillment is not there. I get into church sometimes, and I'm hearing the worship, and I'm in tears. because I know that this is where you belong. Okay. So there's no need to fight it. Just do what you're meant to do. So that's the difference for me. Being a minister, you have to be led by the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
That's just the difference.
Okay.
But I see a lot of artists, gospel ministers, to be precise now, who don't understand that they are also artists.
Okay.
And the artist now is a branding part of whatever you're doing.
Okay.
Someone could be anointed and filled with the Holy Spirit, but you're not branded. Okay. Do you understand?
All right.
The anointing has got to be packaged.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll see somebody who is just very anointed, but nobody sees you. I've heard some people minister somewhere. They don't have names. But my dear, you hear what is coming out from them, you're like, where has this person been? So they are not artists. They are ministers. But you need to be an artist to sell what you're carrying.
What you're carrying. Okay.
That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Okay, so let me take you into a different sphere now. So we have a lot of songs out there right now, and then we have a lot of gospel artists that feature secular musicians on their their songs, on their tracks, and it baffles me that what exactly is going on? What's happening here? Because I can give you names, I can give you lists, and I'm sure you're very familiar with some of them. But what exactly is going on? Is this okay in the gospel music sphere?
I'm trying not to be very controversial, but if you ask me, I see nothing wrong.
Oh, please tell me.
And I'll give you my reasons. Now, as a Christian, what is your motive? If featuring a secular artist is going to bring them closer to church, I'll do it. Okay. What is your reason behind what you're doing?
What is
the
your
motive?
Agenda?
Is I heard what this lady, when she featured this American artist, when she featured
Nicki Minaj and because you forgot now, I forgot too. And Tasha Cobbs.
Yes,
did you hear her story?
Yes.
She actually said Nicki reached out to her. Nicki has been sharing her problems with her because she felt I could connect with this person. And when she was doing this song, Nicki asked to be featured in the song.
Fantastic.
So it wasn't even like she went there.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the heavens are happy. That have done something great for the kingdom of God. I don't see why we have this so much walls between us.
Okay.
Go out into the world and preach the gospel. That's what he said. But we are just going into the church. Who is going outside? Okay. So that's, in my opinion, what your motive is what is more important. Some people are doing it because they want to just get famous in the secular space.
Fair, yeah.
That I may not. But if you're doing it because you want to bring them closer.
Okay.
Because these guys go to church. Some of them go to church. I've sat down with Two-Face in the studio, Timaya. I hear them talking passionately about God. And I'm looking at these people. You know, so I can understand that for them, what they're doing is a business.
Okay.
Don't forget I said, not everybody is called. Some people are doing gospel music, not because they are born again. It's just what they are comfortable doing.
Okay.
So the same way you have Two-Face and the rest doing what they are comfortable doing. But some of them have got a heart for God. Some God are after them. God is after them, actually. So the more they go back and, Baba, I know it's you. Timaya will always, Oluwa, if not for you.
I mean,
do you understand?
God.
So I'm waiting for when I will see him finally, okay, embrace
it.
So that's my own view about featuring secular artists. Okay. Let's break these walls and let's get them in.
Now, so let me talk about the business side. Talking about the business side, and then you know that, yes, you are a minister.
Yeah.
Now, don't you think that the reason why most people tend to not brand themselves is because they don't want to be carried away? Because I've heard so many talks of how the entertainment industry, you can get so lost into it when you're trying to brand yourself, when you have a management telling you, you have to do this, you have to walk this way, you have to come to a little bit of compromise, you know. Don't you think that's the reason why most gospel artists do not think of the business side, which is the brand, you know, and how can they help themselves not get carried away with the entertainment industry and also have that brand, you know, that they want?
Yeah, I think you should know what you want from the start.
Okay.
At this stage, nobody can tell me what I should do that I'm not comfortable doing. I know where I'm going to. Okay. So having management who is telling you, do like this, dress like this, and you're not comfortable, no, you shouldn't do that. But branding is very essential. There is no man of God now in Nigeria who is up there, who is not branded.
True, true.
Okay.
Daddy Gio is an example. As simple as he is, that's his branding.
That's his brand.
When you talk about Daddy Gio, you say, that man is very meek.
Gentle.
But he has a brand. Do you understand? You can't just, the anointing cannot just be, if I'm coming to sell it, it's not, how am I looking? Sometimes when I'm praying and say, God, I need to get very big, financially and everywhere, so that when I'm talking and people are like, how did you get there? I say, Jesus. That's it. I need to advertise. People need to see me in my life. People need to ask me questions. Why are you doing gospel music? And I can tell you, why not?
Why
Why
not?
not?
Do you understand? Because some of these guys are going to secular space because they feel there's no money in the industry.
That's what, yes, exactly. I was just going to ask you that.
It's just a misconception.
Okay.
There's so much money in gospel.
So you're saying technically that gospel music is lucrative.
Yes.
Very, very.
Is it
Very
as lucrative
lucrative.
as the secular industry?
I think it's more lucrative.
All right, please
you have
break
to
it down. Yes,
I
please
mean-
break
It's
it
more
down.
lucrative.
How?
Now, there is a lot of show business in the secular space. Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Is the slang.
Yes.
So a lot of them do or show you what they're not. Drive cars that they're hired or borrowed just for the business.
Okay.
I once had a manager who told me, back in the days, if you have 500,000, use 450 and buy a Tokumbo car. Use 50K and be fueling the car. Let people see that. That's the life in the secular space. Now, for gospel, you don't know how much they are worth because we are modest. Do you understand? You don't know how much a gospel artist is worth. The blessings that come with being a gospel musician is so big. I heard of somebody who got a gift of £1 million.
Nice.
A gospel artist.
Okay.
I've seen, and the testimonies are massive. Nathaniel Bassey was coming down one day, I heard him. He says, a woman came at the airport and was like, I listened to your song and I got this testimony. My dear, he didn't say the rest. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you don't know what these guys are what. But because in the secular space, you see the band is, hey, everybody's, this is where it's happening.
And they post things that they have, the flashy cars, the houses.
Because it's the business.
You know, it's the business.
The only thing I see in the secular space that people might, maybe is endorsement. Because companies they don't want to be religious.
Okay.
Yes,
But I think if we gospel artists branded ourselves well, we'll get endorsement.
Well, we have a couple of gospel artists that get endorsements. Yes, and I think it's like you've said, it's the branding part that makes that makes them stand out. Like, okay, so you have people that we can work with, and we love your brand. So let me paint this scenario for you, and it has happened so many times, especially for gospel ministers now, or gospel ministers, the ones that are not so popular. There's this thing that says that when you're a gospel minister, you should not be given any remuneration, or you should not be given any money, especially when you go to a church to perform. And I get really confused because I'm like, is this not a source of livelihood? What do you think about that? Okay.
I think every minister should be appreciated.
All right.
Every minister. In as much as you appreciate pastors coming in, you should appreciate musicians coming in because it's a lot of work. The amount of work pastors put in to get to study and come. Now, some pastors ask for money. I know very well. I work closely with pastors. Some ask, is 1 million, it's 2 million, it's 3 million.
Do you think that's right?
I don't think it's right. It's not right.
Okay.
Right? Now, for gospel artists, okay, I have a band, for instance, a band of 10.
Okay.
Each time I go for rehearsals, I pay for rehearsal studio. I pay them for rehearsal fees.
Okay.
We do a lot of, spendings to get excellence.
Okay.
So, there are some pastors that will call me now. Hey, Bella, I want you in my church. It's going to be, yes, sir. You know why? I don't have to think about what I'm going to get because I know they understand
how
the
it
office
goes.
of ministry, how it goes.
Okay.
You know, but there are some that don't appreciate. And just okay, Pastor told me one time, I invited Buchi for a program.
Okay.
2005, I think, for a program. Because I was close to Buchi, I begged him, I came. Buchi told me, Abel, I'm going to come for free.
That's it.
But my band, I've got to settle them.
Yes.
So if you want me to come, I'm going to come free. But I can't perform without my band.
Okay.
You understand it? Because these guys are working. You have keyboardists who are going to school, saxophonists, they work so hard. And now to retain those guys, you need to pay them.
Yes.
So I ended up getting Buchi. He came. Then one of my pastors told me that time, he said, I love that guy. I love Buchi. Can I get him in my church? I said, yes, sir. And I told him the amount.
How it goes.
And then he was like, what do you mean? Do you know the kind of anointing you will get on my altar? And there's some things I don't want to hear. I said, Pastor, do you know which church he attends? There's anointing. He has been going from different churches. There's so much. Because these guys don't understand it. Maybe sometimes you need to spell it out.
Okay.
That's why I think you need to spell it out. That
Sometimes.
for me to come, certain logistics have got to be met.
Be put in place, yes.
Because you really can't pay a gospel artist. How much can you pay for creativity? How much can you pay for the amount of impact? You can't really pay. But okay, I'm going to give you this for logistics.
Okay.
You're inviting me to Abuja. How do I come to Abuja? How do I take my band to Abuja? So those are the things that need to be sorted.
Sorted.
So
I think if it's sorted, nobody really put a price tag.
Okay.
So you're not of the school of thought that because you are a minister of God, you should not collect money. I'm looking for that word that they say now. You should impact lives, not collect money.
Okay, Paul the Apostle said something. Let me go Bible way now. He said, we minister unto you spiritual things, and you minister unto us carnal things. It's in the Bible.
Okay.
So that's just...
But I like your choice of words. You said appreciate.
Yep.
So don't necessarily... Let me get you correctly now, so I don't misunderstand what you said. You said appreciate. Is it that it should not be paid, but it should just be like... It's a form of payment, but we shouldn't just
Okay.
say...
There's no price tag.
Price, yes.
There's no price tag.
Yeah, there's no price tag.
Now, that's where the business comes in.
Okay.
Now, we talk about branding. You want to invite a secular artist, they tell you, pay 3 million naira.
Okay.
You'll pay it.
Of course.
If you want the artist.
If you want, yes.
Now, you want to bring a gospel artist, you feel because it is church. It shouldn't be paid. No offense.
Okay.
But how does it take care of his people? We need to put that in consideration. Some of these guys are working full-time. Some of them, because if you can't pay them, they can't keep them.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because these guys are looking for how to earn. I know people who work for Tokwe Alabi and the rest of them. They are full-time with her. That's why when you get her, you get the best. When you get these guys from Tim Godfrey, see what he did for his people. Give them cars. How does he get this money to get these people done? It's not that he's charging you, pay this. But hey, take care of this. If you don't understand it, let me tell you. Do you understand? Because some of us don't understand it. Say, hey, this is how it is.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the videos we've posted and the new ones we're going to be posting. Yes, and click on the bell. It's just down here. Click on the notification bell to get notifications of more videos. Yes, thank you very much. Bye.
They are not artists. They are ministers. But you need to be an artist to sell what you're carrying.
What you're carrying.